Cincinnati, 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 Cincinnati. Let's get it. They, Cincinnati, man. They, I can't. I ain't gonna lie. Brendan Sorsby, right? I like Brendan Sorsby. I knew that he was gonna play decently, coming from Indiana. He came from Indiana, and then he went over there, and they did a fantastic job with him. I seen a little bit of play in him when he was over at Indiana. I thought he had some good receivers over there. They were 5-7, right? They were 5-7 last year under Coach Scott Scatterfield. 3-6 in the conference. I thought that Cincinnati should have played a lot tougher. Um, they got what, five guys coming into their offense. They got a running back, Tawi Walker. He's transferred over. Brendan Sorsby will be playing. He had a decent year. I ain't gonna lie. Brendan Sorsby had an all right year last year. Like, I'm not going to front and sit here and act like Brendan Sorsby did not have that bad of a year. I mean, he had an all right year in the Big 12. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I thought he would have done a lot worse than what he showed up and what he did. He had what, 2,813 passing yards. He had 18 touchdowns and only 7 interceptions. Um, that's an improvement, and his completion percentage was amongst the best he had 64 completion percentage in the Big 12. And that's a vast improvement to what he put up at Indiana. Believe it or not, that is a huge improvement to what when he put up at Indiana. All right, but like I said, I started off with Tawi Walker. He transferred in, um, coming in from Wisconsin. He had 190 attempts. He had 864 yards last year, and he had 10 touchdowns. Um, that's not that look. It's not bad, yo. I'm not even gonna sit here and act like that was bad. He had 11 receptions, 21 yards. He didn't score. He had one fumble last year. Um, but this is his fourth school. This is his fourth school. Um, Started off at Parliament College, then went to Oklahoma, Wisconsin, and now he's at Cincinnati. 5'9", 218 pounds. Um, that's his stats, all right. And then we'll move on. And then they have their left tackle, left guard, and their center. That's all been on the roster last year. Those guys will be returning playing this year. I don't know if they'll be starting, but they'll be playing this year. And that's good. That's good, right? That's something to look forward to. Tyron Teo, the right guard, they transferred in from Ball State, 6'4", 326 pounds. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? And then they got Nolan. He came here from University of Albany. Their right tackle, 6'7", 300 pounds. I say that's a big guy. They got two off. Then they got Caleb Goody, a junior transfer in from Colorado State. Had 21 receptions last year, 436 yards and 4 touchdowns. Didn't play much. You know what I'm saying? You know how that go. He didn't get it. And then they got Cyrus Allen, transferred in from Texas A&M. He was at Louisiana Tech. I believe he might have been at Louisiana Tech, but Louisiana Tech first. But whatever it is, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes it gets mixed up. So forgive me about the schools that they went to last year or whatever. But I know last year he had 18 receptions, 269 yards, and a touchdown, right? And 6'4", 180 pounds. And for their defense, they got their offense, they got five guys coming in. I just gave y'all that little outlook. I do like the way the defense is looking with the multiple scheme that they like to run, with Scott Scatterfield and his staff over there like to run. I do like that because they got Rob Jackson coming back. They got Dante Corleone. We know the nose tackle that was big. He moves really well. They got a right defensive end, CJ McCray, transferred in from Virginia Tech. He didn't see the field. Had one solo tackle, didn't play. But we'll see what happens. It was at Marshall first and went at Virginia Tech last year. So we'll see what happens. All right. Jack Dingle, Jonathan Thompson coming back. Linebacker Jake Golday be coming back. Marlon Arnold, cornerback be coming back. Antoine Peak Jr., Redshirt Jr. He'll be coming back to play on the team. Xavier Williams is a redshirt transfer, transferred in from Middle Tennessee State, 6'2", 215. Started off at Charlotte, Central Florida. This would be his fourth stop, fourth destination. Um, then we got Matthew McDoom. He's transferred cornerback, transferred in from Coastal Carolina. Had 27 solo tackles, 3 interceptions, 11 passes defended last year. That's some pretty decent stats. I ain't gonna lie. That's some pretty decent stats. That's all right. And their nickelback, Christian Harrison, came from Tennessee. 12 solo tackles, 1 pass defended. From Atlanta. Didn't you know what I'm saying? Like some of these guys just don't see the field the way they want to. You know what I'm saying? But Cincinnati, they gotta is it a fail or do well team? And that, see, it's hard for me to keep saying this word because it's if I say fail and they do well, you know what I mean? And then it's like that. But whatever. You know what I'm saying? But they were 5-7 last year, 3-6 in the conference. They gotta do well. They gotta do well than what they did last year, right? They gotta do well to what they did last year. All right. They have to. Like you gotta move up. Like there's only one way to move, and I think that's up from what they did. I think they've been trending in the right direction. I think so. So yeah, I'll say they'll do well to what they did last year, especially with returning Brendan Sorsby and some of their offensive line. And I think they got better at receiver. I do think they got better at receiver. I will say that. All right. I think that may have happened for them. I think they might have lucked up and they got that. Now, as far as Cincinnati's schedule, looking at their schedule, Nebraska Cornhuskers, that's a tough out. Bowling Green, I don't think that'd be a walk in the park. The MAC games are setup games, if you ask me. Northwestern State, I think that may be their cupcake game. I think, you know what I'm saying? Don't know for sure. They're going to a bye week. Then they come back and they'll play Kansas at Kansas. Then they play Iowa State at home, UCF at home. Then they play at Oklahoma State. Then they have Baylor at home, at Utah, bye week, play Arizona at home. Then they play the BYU at home, and they finish off at TCU. All right, so that's their. I look at their schedule, Cincinnati schedule. Now we just keep it moving on to the next team. Thank y'all for go ahead, man. Hey, man, while we taking a time, man, y'all go ahead, man. Make sure that y'all hit that share, hit like, and subscribe to the channel, man.